My name's Hayden Glass. It's a pleasure to be here. I've followed this journey and participated in a little bit of it for some time, so it's great to see it coming to fruition. I'm a consulting economist, and I'm particularly interested in the internet and whether smart use of the internet can transform New Zealand's economic prospects. Today I want to talk about a different kind of connectivity, which is about people, about talent, and I want to talk about mapping the talent ecosystem. So essentially this is what it says on the tin. It's getting some data on what people you have, who comes and goes, and thinking about how you can get more of what will help and do more with what you have. And you can think about your ecosystem at any level. So you can be a single organisation, you can be Mandarin NZX thinking about how the graduates are going to make a difference for you. And you can scale it all the way up to the world. And I'm delighted to see, I haven't actually seen him, but I know he's back there, see Winston Gray, the Mayor of Kaikoura District here, because here's the advantage of a region of 4,000 or so, which means that the flow of talent can be measured and actions can be kind of individualised. There's the increasingly famous, I like to say, example of Otahonga, who contacted every young person soon to be finishing high school there to ensure that they had a plan, and who stay in touch with those young people with their diaspora as they move around the country and the world, recognising, of course, that many young people in Otahonga are not going to stay in Otahonga. At a different scale, the country that I care the most about is, of course, New Zealand. And lucky for me, New Zealand has a really interesting approach to the talent pipeline. We gestate, we incubate, we educate young people here, and then they leave in really large numbers. And we replace those New Zealand-born people with people from a diverse set of other places. And these days we have more migrants from the Pacific and from Asia, particularly India and China, to go with a large bunch of people from the UK and from Northern Europe. So the size of these flows in and out means that New Zealand has one of the fastest changing populations in the developed world. In the 2013 census, 29% of those who answered the question reported being born in another country, so just about 1 in 3. And the figure in Auckland is much higher than that, and the figure in Invercargill is much lower. The overseas-born population has grown about 3 times as quickly as the total population in recent times. So what that means is migration doesn't shift the total population very much, but it does sharply change its makeup. And it gives us easier access to talented people from all over the world. So it's core to the vision of being a place, well, I think it's core to the vision of being a place where talent wants to live, that not all talent is going to be born here. And I think that Auckland, in particular, where I live, it will continue to face the challenge of ensuring that new arrivals can feel welcome, can settle in, and can make a contribution. The large talent flows in and out also mean that New Zealand has the second largest population per capita overseas of any developed country. Only Ireland has more than we do. And you know already where they go, of course. You've been there. 6 of the 8 go to Australia. Another 1 in 8 is in the UK, and leaving around 50 to 80,000 New Zealanders, depending on whose numbers you believe, resident in other places. Now, I think we would be better off if we could stay more tightly connected to the diaspora, and if we could encourage them to have an ongoing project to help New Zealand, regardless of where they are in the world, given that we've spent all this effort in inculcating this joy and willingness to help New Zealand when they were here with us. I think we'd also be better off if New Zealanders went to a more diverse set of places. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about Queensland, but one important influence on where people go is what options they have available to them. And the places that they go, it's no secret. You go to Australia because you can go and you can live there and you can work there visa-free. You go to the UK because as long as you've got ancestry, you can stay there for a while. Something New Zealand is great at when it comes to working holiday makers, but much less good at when it comes to folks under 30 or people who are looking to work or start a business rather than to holiday. So the Australians have an E3 visa, which gives them preferential access to the United States, makes it much more easy for Australians to go and work there, work in the United States. And I'd say, well, New Zealand needs to be thinking about how do we get New Zealanders to go to places other than to Australia and to the UK. And the other thing I want to talk about just very briefly is New Zealanders coming back. It's been in the news a bit lately because fewer of them are leaving and more of them are coming back. We're in an age when talented people have never had more options about where to live and where to go. And big global cities have a stronger and stronger pool. And so talented people may leave and come back several times in the course of their career. So we need to think about how we welcome New Zealanders home. I don't know if any of you have ever done it, but it's singularly exciting. It's really hugely important for you, and it's totally irrelevant to the person who doesn't even give you a stamp in your passport. You're just like, here you go, come back. So we need to think about how we welcome people back. how we help them to resettle, and how we encourage them to make the most of their new talents and the connections that they've made while they've been away from us. Quick scan of the world. What would my 3 points be? 1, think about your talent ecosystem, whatever your scale is, who goes in and who goes out of your part of the world. 2, get some data, base your decisions on evidence, and particularly evidence of flow, so changes, rather than evidence of stocks. And don't make the mistake of thinking that talented people can't contribute from far away, or that talented people who are left are lost to you forever. Thanks.